Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about things nobody wants you to know on defense in NBA 2K21. So we're teaching you guys certain badge layouts that are elite in this game. We're going to be going over in-game tips, then we got controller setting tips as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this vid to 2,000 likes in the first 24 hours. And we're going to get straight into this. So the clips that you're seeing right now are a demonstration of Heart Crusher. This badge is by far the most broken thing that this game has seen. The amount of takeover your opponents lose off you getting blocks, getting steals, whatever it may be, or your teammates doing it as well, is ridiculous, bro. This badge is definitely worth noting. I've made a video on this individually, but I definitely wanted to mention this at the beginning of this video. So now we're going to talk about other different badges that you can run. Alright man, so here we are on the badge selector screen. Now the first thing that's probably going to stand out to a lot of you guys is the fact that we're running Intimidator on bronze. Now, we went from 2K20, where this is the most overpowered badge, probably in the game aside from quick draw, and maybe range extender, as far as things that you really needed. This right here, it stood out a ton. You're able to get crazy shot contests because of it, but really in this gear, it feels like you don't even need it, to be completely honest with you. Now, I haven't ever taken this thing completely off, but I just ran probably like 30 games last night of just having Intimidator on bronze, and I've been messing around with it on silver here and there every now and then. Was trying it out on Hall of Fame, obviously, because why wouldn't I do that in the first place because of what we saw from 2K20, but this badge, it almost feels pretty obsolete in all honesty. You got 6'1" PLAYSHARPs out here playing great interior defense, so what do I even need Hall of Fame Intimidator for if, as a pure lock or anything like that? And then on the perimeter defense, I got a lot of tips that you guys are going to see, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now, the next tip that we got right here is that Pogo is definitely not as effective as it was last year, and like I was just saying, interior defense is already broken enough in this game. You don't really need to jump for anything when it comes to shot contests. The only thing I would say this badge is useful for is the fact that if you're going to go from jumping to block somebody's shot, it definitely helps you to grab the rebound because you're going to be able to bounce right back up and grab the board. It's really good for countering the lineups where somebody's going to have a driving point guard with an inside big man, and your point guard who's playing defense on him, he's just not the best when it comes to the on-ball D. He's letting him past him every single time, and you just got two people you got to defend. That's really all I can say Pogo Stick is good for this year. Now, another tip that I want to give you guys as far as the badge is going to be to run Rim Protector. Now, you're going to do some further reading on this, right? A lot of people know about this, but a lot of people also don't. So you can see improves players' ability to block shots. We already know that. Obviously, Rim Protector kind of gives it away, right? But then unlock special block animations. So as long as you run this on bronze, you can get snatch blocks even with a 6'1" PLAYSHARP. Now, it's going to be a lot more rare, the situation that you ever get in something like that to get a snatch block, right? But it definitely still unlocks it to be running this on bronze. And then you can see after that, gives a boost to the takeover meter for the blocker and the blocker's teammates following a block. So the higher you run this, the more takeover you get and the more takeover your team gets for a block shot, whether it be yours or, like I said, if a teammate blocks a shot, they're going to give you a takeover boost as well. A lot of people don't know about that, and I talked about it last year as well. And we're going to keep this part short, but these are my defensive badges that I recommend for you guys to run on at least bronze. These are the must-have defensive badges on bronze. Now, the one that's a little bit questionable is Trapper. It depends on your team's style, if you're going to be double teaming the point guard very often and blitzing him, as far as like when they're using screens and stuff like that, leave the roller wide open. But with the Trapper, you can force pickups, get jump balls every now and then, create more turnovers pretty much. But like I said, this is kind of the most questionable one of them all. I would say after that, Intimidator is the one that I can't give my 100% guarantee that it's like a great bronze badge, right? Just because this is the lowest that I've used it consistently, and I gotta say it's still effective. I don't know whether or not it's still effective to contest shots with no Intimidator, like I was saying in the intro, but I can give you the 100% guarantee that it's still very good on bronze. And then things like Chase Down Artist and Rim Protector, like I said, it unlocks snatch blocks to have the Rim Protector on bronze. Chase Down Artist, I feel like, is a must-have as far as the bronze stuff. Interceptor, big time, and then same with Box and Rebound Chaser. It's really as simple as that. Like I said, not too much explanation to it. These are just the badges that I recommend to run on at least bronze. Alright, so now I got some major tips for you guys. This is going to help your game a ton. It helped mine a whole lot as well, and then we'll get to the controller settings at the very end of this video. So pretty much everything you're going to see in this right here is in 2KU, and I'm just bringing it to you and I'm presenting it and explaining everything for those who don't really know how to understand all this stuff. But first and foremost, we got to talk about the shot contest mechanic. So in this year, it's very hard to get perimeter contest. I've noticed, you know, if you play it the same way as you typically do, where you're just holding your hands up and expecting your player to get the proper lunges and stuff, it doesn't work like that. But in this year, I gotta say, this manual shot contest is major. So you're gonna flick your right stick up when you're trying to jump out and contest. So this is gonna do more of like a lunge rather than while holding your hands up. It's gonna be a delayed reaction. It doesn't go as fast. This is great for getting perimeter contests. I highly recommend this. Like I said, it's as simple as just literally flick up on your right stick. I do it like once or twice just to make sure that my dude's gonna do it. And I gotta say, the one negative to this is that when you do this, if they don't actually shoot the ball, you're gonna be looking like a fool. All right, but it's pretty much an aggressive contest. I would put it like that. So this little range of 4 right here are major as far as the controls that you're gonna need to know. So on ball steal, I do this a ton this year with my pure lock. I got 99 steal, and granted that could be a reason that this is so effective for me, but I don't know, you guys can try it out on your two-way sharps that probably still have around 94 steal if you went with the max wingspan, or even for the play sharps out there who are trying to get the plucks. I'm gonna just put it like this, man. This flicking down on the right stick thing is insane. Now, you can't reach across their body with this. So let's say in this image right here, you got Donovan Mitchell with the ball in his right hand. Do not be on the left side of him and flick down on your right stick and expect to get the steal. You got to be lined up with the ball hand. That's how this is most effectively done. It's like a, look, I'm gonna put it like this. I never spam X. I never spam anything, really. I just flick it one time when it looks like the proper time to do it, and it's super effective. You don't foul very often, and your efficiency of like getting the steal instead of fouling is going to be major while doing this. Alright, so now we're going to explain the 3 different ways of contesting shots down low. So obviously you guys know the 2 typical ones. We got the shot blocking and then the hands up. Those are pretty much the givens, right? Now there's 2 different complications of the shot blocking that you can add in right here. So we got the vertical contest, and I used this a ton last year combined with pogo stick. Now I'm not going to lie, I don't use it quite as much this year because pogo stick's not quite as effective. And this was the perfect marriage with pogo stick. I mean, it was crazy, bro. You could just bounce like super quickly, and really you could contest almost anything when you combine the vertical contest with the pogo. But other than that, we have the swat block. This is holding right trigger and going for the block. This is a more aggressive one. It pretty much, I'm gonna put it like this. In the park and stage and stuff like that, there's no sense in not ever doing the swat block. I'm gonna put it like that. Like the whole conservative shot block where you're just holding Y or just tapping Y pretty much isn't quite as effective. And then just a little myth as far as my own experience and stuff like that. I've noticed when I hold Y, when I go for rebounds and when I go for blocks, my dude kind of like extends longer. He just like pretty much makes the animation carry out longer, and I have more potential on contesting shots, getting the blocks, getting the rebounds, stuff like that. If I'm ever jumping out to the perimeter, I'm holding Y as well. A quick thing that I shortly wanted to mention was the pull chair. A lot of you guys know this from last year because it was a great mechanic to stopping post scores, but I just wanted to just let everybody know about this and pretty much remind everybody that pulling the chair is still pretty effective in this game. It's not quite as effective because people don't really aggressively back you down too much. I don't know. I've noticed people are more content with taking deep hooks this year than they were last. So people aren't really positioning themselves super down low like they were last year, where the close range fades and the close range hooks were super OP. But like I said, this year it's still something worth noting. It's just definitely not as effective as last year. So the final tip from 2KU that we're going to show is the takeover heat check. So you're going to tap left bumper or L1 when you're on defense. I don't believe this works on offense, even on the park or stage or whatever it is, especially not Pro-Am or My Career or anything like that, or even reg teams. But anyway, you're going to tap left bumper or L1 on defense. It's going to show every person on the court's takeover progress. This is major when you factor in badges like Rim Protector and Heart Crusher and stuff like that. It's major because you're going to want to know the progress of what you're doing to them as far as like the Heart Crusher. And then like I said, for the Rim Protector, if you want to just check your teammates as well, whether you're playing with randoms, you just really don't feel like asking them what their takeover progress is and you're just curious, I guess, definitely something worth noting. Alright, so onto the controller settings. You're not going to be able to modify these settings in the park or anything like that. You got to come out to the menu. All the way to the right, you're going to go to features, click on that, and then controller settings. Now come all the way down. We'll talk about these other controller settings on a different day, but I'm here to talk about the defense and rebounding ones. So we got the defensive assist on 30, box out assist on 0. To explain how these settings work pretty much, I've messed around with the defensive assist a ton this year. In previous years, I would just leave this at like 15 or 20 and had no problems with it. This year, you guys all know, obviously, defense sucks. I'm gonna put it like that. Like the sliding is horrible. Everything is just very hard to manage, and really, you don't control your player very well. So what I've noticed is somewhere around 30 to 40 is definitely the really happy place for me. I would put it like that. I tried 100, I tried 0. You know, I think it starts off at a default of 0, and like I said, I tried 100. 100 is just way too much. All right, like you can barely manipulate your player. I'm gonna put it like that. You don't really have too much control over it. This right here, it's gonna limit you in your movement a little bit, but you're gonna feel more stabilized. I'm gonna put it like that. And really, this is like a perfect medium. Now, I don't know if this is gonna be great for players that are like super tall and super slow. It might like just limit your movement a ton and you're not going to want it at all. But for those who actually have good lateral quickness and good speed and stuff like that, I'm going to recommend for you to put it on 40, maybe 30. play around with these two settings right here. Either of them work okay. I like 40 myself, and like I said, 30 wasn't too bad to me. Now, the box out assist strength. I can't say that I've tried this at anything higher than 0 this year, because I always run it at 0 no matter what, ever since 2K17. It's just how I feel. It's how I like it. I don't like the game really like dictating who I'm boxing out when I'm in a like pile of 2 people, pretty much, where I want to box out the taller person, but if I'm anywhere near the guard, it's gonna like pull me to them instead. Look, I'm gonna just put it like this. If you want to try the 0, go for it. I'm not like demanding you guys to do anything with this video, obviously, but I'm just telling you, it's a great experience for me. If you're a rebounder, if you're a big man, you're gonna love this. I'm gonna just put it like that, all right? So for the final portion of this video, I don't actually know that I have the clips for this, but I'm just gonna assume that I do, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, because I know it still works like this. So for rebounding in this game, all right, this is how it was last year. I'm gonna explain it all over again, and this is a major tip for those who are aware of it. Pretty much, it's gonna change your game a ton. Whether you're a guard, whether you're a big man, the guard is gonna help a lot as far as the long rebounds, where you're positioning yourself for. And then for the bigs, it definitely helps, I would say most of the time, with the trajectory of where the ball is going to bounce. So there is a way to predict where it's going to bounce. As far as which controls which, the slightly lates are going to hit the front of the rim, the slightly earlies are going to hit the back of the rim. Now that doesn't always dictate which way it's going to bounce as far as like on the court, but just know that it means that's exactly what's going on. And then the shot contest strength affects that even more. So pretty much, if you shoot a very late and shoot 100% smothered, you are going to airball it super short. If you shoot a very early 100% smothered, it's going to airball super long, all right? So pretty much that should help you guys as far as the rebounding goes. I don't know how to judge the shot stick aim, whether it hits left or right yet. I don't really know what that means. I would assume, obviously, it means it hits the left side of the rim or the right side of the rim. I don't really know how that's combined as far as, like, you know, whether or not, you guys get the deal. I don't know exactly how the shot stick aiming works this year, but I definitely know with a very late and very early, it affects which side of the rim the ball hits. So again, to re-emphasize that, the very late is the one that hits the front of the rim, the very early is the one that hits the back of the rim. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Like I said, let's try to get this video to 2,000 likes in the first 24 hours. And if you made it to the end of the video, put defense in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through. And feel free to leave some feedback. Let me know if the controller settings help you guys at all. And let me know if the badges that you're running, as far as the ones that I put you onto right here, are going to help you out at all. Same with the tips. I mean, the vertical contest, the swat block, all that stuff, man. It's super key, especially the on-ball stealing with the right stick, the flaring out and like flicking your right stick up for the shot contest. These things are all major effectiveness, and I just think it's going to help a lot of people's games. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the video. And other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.